Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I will be ranking Wings of Fire characters based off how well they would do in Geoguessr. In case you don't know, Geoguessr is a game where you're given a Google image and you have to guess where in the world you are. So let's start off. An enemy, I would probably say she's a bee. She's quite smart when it comes to figuring out things. For example, she'd probably just use her animus magic to figure out where in the world she was, and she probably would learn a lot from Tsunami, which I'll come to later. Next up is Blaze. She is not gonna lie, she's not the smartest out of the three sisters. Everyone knows that. She only cares about jewelry. Probably the only place she would probably get if it was full of jewelry. Next up, Blister. Now, I'd probably put her in A tier. She's probably one of... Actually, no, I'd put her in S. She's one of the smartest dragons, as we all know, due to her plotting of being able to kill people without people being suspected, so she'd probably be able to figure out the places really well. Blue, I guess before, if we were talking about Blue at the start of book 11, then I would probably put him in C tier, but towards the end of the book, I'd probably put him, of Arc 2, I'd probably put him in B tier, mainly because there is a lot of progression for Blue. At first, he doesn't really notice things, he just sees it as how he is taught to obey the rules, but then he sees it more towards the end of the books, which is really good when it comes to knowing stuff. Burn, again, not A, but rather B. She can focus on things when she puts her mind to it. She's more focused on brutality rather than other stuff. Cattail, we didn't really get much of this character, except that we know that she was the sister of Asher, who is Clay's mother, and basically just knew that he got sold, and doesn't really care much about things. Next up, we have Clay. Once again, I won't put him as harsh as Cattail, because he knows how to focus on things, but really, he'll probably just be, as soon as he sees food, he gets sidetracked and has no idea what he's doing. Coral, I'd not say she's better than an enemy. She's more persuaded easily, especially as we saw in book 2 with Blister. And Coral just does not really believe things. She's more of a writer rather than a focuser. Cricket, however, S, in fact, I think it's better than Blister, mainly because Cricket is curious, so she'll question it. Therefore, she'll question where she is and go through a bunch of rabbit holes, ticking off the list, all that. Darkstalker would be probably S as well, Animus Magic as well, and yeah, probably uses magic, except that I think it would probably be cheating, but he's a lot more smarter than an enemy, and is very powerful. Dazzling, we didn't really get much of his character, except for book 3, for being introducing, but I'm tempted to put him in B, mainly because I don't know much about him, although he does have a lot of knowledge about past things, not present, so I'm not sure if that would be relevant. Next up, Deathbringer. A. I'm not putting in S, mainly because he easily has fallen for a Rainwind, known as Glory, and he's only, I guess, observant when it comes to assassins. June, however, I don't think he's really that. He's more grumpy, and we only have him for one book before he got killed. Well, other than not prisoners, escapist for the quartet winglet. Exquisite, she is quite stupid, probably as stupid as the others. She is lazy, doesn't care about any of the other rainwings, so not very smart one. Next up, we have Bait Speaker. I do not like her. C tier. The reason why is probably because she can actually see where things are, and she would probably use her fake mind reading. Well, we don't know if it's fake or actually real, to figure out where it is, but she does have an observant mind. Flame, I'm only putting in C, but I'm definitely better than both June and Fate Speaker, mainly because even though he's blind in part one eye, he can still probably see very well in the other, and can actually see quite well. Fruit Bat, once again, don't know much about him, but and what's perceived as very smart. Gil, on the other hand, even though we had him only for a couple books, and by couple books we mean book 1, book 2, and Assassin Winglet. But either that, he's a very good strategist based off what we have heard, and the reason why is because, well, he's basically deprived and of water, so he probably wouldn't, if he was in his original state where he's not kidnapped, then he would probably do really well. Glory, on the other hand, I'd probably put in B at the top of the list. Definitely better than all the others here. She knows how to stay calm, camouflage probably, although you're looking at a screen so you can't really camouflage into that background, but I guess she could try to feel it. I have no idea. Grandeur, see to it. I'm tempted to put her in front of him, in front of Fate Speaker, but I don't like Fate Speaker, so yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Screw you, Fate Speaker. Yeah, Grandeur, don't know much about, like, any of the other queens that we had. Ivy, B. Human, not as smart as probably these 5, but probably smarter than everyone but Glory. Glory probably outnumber her quite easily. Ivy's just small, doesn't really understand. Curious, but knows what she's doing. Jambu, on the other hand, bit lazy, I guess. He doesn't really pay much. He's also kind of like, I don't want to do things, I don't want to do this, do that. That's what he's like. Kestrel is okay of a character, but like, if it was in Geoguessr, she would probably be setting the laptop on fire by the end. So no, I don't think it should be as good. Probably not as good as Face Speaker. Once I'm after not getting Face Glass. And yeah. Kinkajou, head of Dazzling, but behind Burn. Kinkajou's just biting Bowley. Yeah. Pretty much, she could observe really well, just like Glory, how use camouflage to help, but I don't really think she would be that kind of helpful due to her bubbliness. Leaf is not really observant, I guess, towards the end. Even throughout the book, I felt like she had barely any. She had some character development, but it also could have been bigger, better, and really more huge. Next up, we have Magnificent. Yeah, no, she does not give a crap about a subject. She wouldn't know anything. Mangrove, he actually was the one who noticed that the people were missing, and was actually very good, so he could probably detect it quite well. Marsh, ooh, I wouldn't say he's smarter than Clay, but I'd definitely say he's smarter than Flame. So I think Marsh beats Clay here. Clay beats Marsh. Marsh isn't really that observant. Moonwatcher, on the other hand, probably, I should probably switch this. No, Blister would have smart, yeah. Moonwatchers, mainly just because of mind reading and all that, she could pretty much. Am I animus? No, she doesn't have animus though. So I'd probably put her at the top of the list for A, mainly because she isn't having animus. Sure, she has mind reading and prophecy for the future, but where is that going to come into play when it comes to this? Morosia. Yeah, you can be set on fire down here, buddy. Yeah, Morosia, we didn't get much of him. Like, he just was plotting things. so not really much, I guess. Nautilus, again C, but I think slightly ahead of Coral, and just slightly ahead of Coral actually. She knew how to plan things and was very well. Orca, Orca B. Actually, no, I'd say she's around the same as Flame. Definitely better than Fate Speaker, although she was kind of like Clay. Oh wait, that's C. She was definitely not as good as Clay. Kind of, but I guess similar. Except Clay is probably better than these four. Orca is not. Osprey, according to Pearl, is very good at reading, so, but however, I just do not feel like Juju's old body would know much. No offense to Pearl here, but like Kestrel would immediately couldn't play Geoguessr Pearl because she would set the goddamn laptop on fire or whatever image she's using. Peasant, again, see, I don't really know much about him. I guess, sorry. Please explain that to me in the comments of who Peasant is, and I can probably re-change that. Ghibli, my boy. S tier. He's just too smart. Not smart dogs, only dogs can Q, but still very smart. If he had enough money, he could outsmart dogs so good, but definitely it's going to the moon. Reed, again, I know that sort of it, but he's like more focused on battle and hidden defense rather than, I guess, the location. Now, Sora, however, I'm going to quickly skip ahead. Pretty sure she was the one that noticed the den. I just want to get that quickly off the top of my head, guys, so I know where she is. Next up, Riptide. And hell no, you're too busy attracted to goddamn tsunamis. You probably wouldn't pay attention to crap. Rose, she just goes along with the flow. And then Sandstorm, didn't really pay much attention, and we only got him for like one book. So much for a character arc. Next up, Scarlet. Again, didn't really pay much attention, but would probably be slightly behind Jambu due to that burned out eye. Smolder is actually quite observant, mainly because he observed what had happened with the dragon. I mean, not dragon, rose, sorry guys, or flower. Next up, Sky. Now, Sky is I'll put it behind Riptide. Here, like, he's sort of, is it he or she? I think it's he, yeah. Sky's a he, right? Yeah. Sky is probably not that observant. He's observant enough, but not very. Squid, again, complains a lot. Not very good. Starfight's there, same reason. Pearl has an ability, blind. Sundew has plants, you could probably summon them, I don't know, but A. Sunny, again, with Kinkajou, but probably a bit better. She's a bit more observant. I always think Sunny's a girl. Tamarin's blind, but she wouldn't really do much. Sorry, Tsunami, crowd computer, of course, like, probably way smarter than Riptide. They should be together because they're love mates. Should I do shifts next? Comment down below what one I should do next. Next up, Turtle. A. He has Animus, but he's too afraid to use it, so, yeah. Umba. We're getting him for book 16, apparently, which is good. I have no idea. I think B probably does him right, and we're going to have to separate love babies. Yay. Next up, Vengeance didn't get much, except that he just got tossed into lava. See. Viper, he was the Sandwing, didn't get much. D. Webs, he was observant, I guess. You can remember the layout. Whirlpool, hang on. I can't add one. Oh well, I would have made trash. Winters, he got, I guess, observant towards the end. Still yells a lot, so he would. Ren, very observant. B, better than Webs and Riptides. Once again, we're separating the love triangle. I mean, they're two loves. Albatross, very observant. Snowfall, not really. Battle Winner, wasn't very observant. Definitely better than Fencing Reed though, probably. Coconut, also there. I'm just putting him down. Crocodile, oh, that guy. He was observant towards the end, but then just got a splat load of magical death. Fierce Teeth, kind of observant, I guess. Fjord, we didn't get much, but wasn't very observant, probably in my opinion. Glacier was observant. Greatness, not really in my opinion, no. Horizon died in a thing, wasn't it? Or was that, no, that's Feudal. Horizon, crap, I forgot what Horizon was, sorry guys. Joboa, I completely skipped over 14, I guess, because it sucked. Lynx was a good character, very observant compared to the other. I'm going to actually put her in A tier, because she would definitely outsmart all of them. Mastermind, A tier as well. Now down to our final 5, we have Mighty Cause, C tier. Mind Reader, sucks. Orchid, don't know who's this last guy, Guard, I'm going to put him there. Orchid, never stopped giving up, so B tier, I guess. Very absurd. Splendor was one of the queens to done. Alright, so this is my entire list of every single one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.